So normally this is where I would do my intro, but I feel like I am not gonna do that. Instead, we're gonna talk very openly, and I'm gonna be as transparent as possible as to what is going on with my channel and the future of my channel, because ever since a certain policy change has happened, it's been very interesting and difficult and annoying, and every emotion you could possibly go through, I have been going through it since, I wanna say, like late November, early December. So if you have no idea what I'm talking about, first and foremost, I'm going to link 2 videos down below by a wonderful streamer slash YouTuber. His name is Charlie, goes by Moist Critical. He did the thing that I think we all needed, was somebody to try to break down what this secret kind of policy change that YouTube has done. And I only know this because I was working one day, I happened to go on YouTube and I noticed all my videos in November and October and some in September were horribly demonetized. And I was like, now, I am not a stranger to demonetization whatsoever, but I have kind of tried to adapt content as policy changes have been rolled out since the start of this channel. With the latest policy change, there was no formal announcement about how strict inappropriate language was going to be. So in the past, you were able to get away with 30 seconds to a minute before you would be automatically demonetized. Now, there are certain words that you can say that will automatically demonetize you, and I'm also going to link down a lovely Google spreadsheet that has been so helpful in terms of thumbnails and stuff, because there are certain words that are just constantly demonetized and kind of go through ebbs and flows. Sometimes they're demonetized, sometimes they're monetized. It's kind of interesting. So I'm going to kind of link down a bunch of different things for y'all to go check out. So with this latest policy change that I noticed that happened in early December, late November, the ratio of when you're allowed to curse completely got cut in half. Now, I would have been totally fine had the policy been, okay, as of today, moving forward, you are not allowed to do this from 1 second to 15 seconds. Okay. That's fine. Hey, that's fine. That's fair. What is very annoying is that this policy is also retroactive. So any content that you created before this is now getting dinged. That's a problem. That's a problem for me because, as you know, my intro has changed multiple times, again, to adapt to policy changes and to make sure that my content wasn't completely thrown away in the garbage, and so people can see it, because the worst thing about having a video demonetized means it dies. It literally flatlines to the point where it will not be pushed out in the algorithm. You will never find it. It's like a needle in a haystack. Unless I give you the physical link, or maybe you're subscribed, that's probably the only way you're gonna see it, which really sucks. But I'm always incredibly grateful for my audience, because y'all people are very loyal, and I respect that, and I love that, and I thank you. But I have been getting a lot of messages for the past year, pretty much, past couple of years actually, of people just kind of getting unsubscribed. And I don't know if those two are related, but it's something that's incredibly annoying, right? The policy change is infuriating for various reasons, but I need to figure out, what does that mean for me? What does that mean for the future? I can't change anything in the past. It is what it is. That content is archived. It's dead, it's done, it's whatever, right? I can only think about how we can move forward. So all of December, you've noticed that my intro changed to stuff, and that was primarily the reason for it. But what is also kind of wild though too, is that I have had some videos in the past that were demonetized where I actually didn't curse for up until maybe 4 minutes in. And it's still demonetized, and I don't know why. So it's so infuriating. It's so infuriating because there's no real clear guidelines as to what's appropriate versus what's not appropriate. The other thing that's really frustrating is that apparently all curse words are equal the same. So if we had a tier list per se, so for example, bitch is now considered the same weight as fuck, which is wild to me because on network television, we have many shows that say bitch and shit and ass. So why is that the same weight as fuck? It doesn't make any sense to me. And I know you're probably saying, well, okay, hey, you could probably in the back end gear your stuff only adults only. If you do that, you're automatically demonetized because because it's like, oh no, it's adults only. Like, nope, no way, no way. And so it's infuriating because it's like, you can't, even though I mark my content as not for children, I'm still like held to the same standards, right, as everybody else. And it's just so annoying. So it's like, no matter what category you put yourself in, and even though you mark it as not for children, it needs to be family friendly. It's annoying, to say the least. So with that said, what am I gonna do? At this point, the only thing I can do is be adaptable. What kind of sucks though is that my channel got hit so hard. I'm in a very weird gray area with YouTube, I think. And I don't want to piss them off. So I need to kind of be a little bit more adaptable in my approach and in my videos. And I don't want to say that, oh, I'm cutting out cursing completely, because that would not be me. As much as I'm sure people think like, oh, you're just doing it to be edgy. No, it's just how I fucking talk. Like, this is just how I fucking talk. I can't help it. It's just literally came out of my mother's womb and I was like, hey bitch. Like, that's just how it's been. Like, I wish I was putting this on, but it's not. And it's unfortunate. This is literally how I talk. When I truly say fuck is a comma, I mean that. On one hand, it's like if I double down, right? And I'm like, no, I'm gonna ignore this policy change and I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. I might as well call it quits, because that's kind of what it happens, right? Like, my content doesn't get pushed out. It kind of just lays dormant. So they're not gonna push me in the algorithm. They're not gonna push me in your subscription feeds. It's just gonna kind of die out there, you know? And to me, that's not fun. Like, I love doing these videos. I love YouTube. It is so much fun to do YouTube. And the thought of not doing it again is terrifying, because I really enjoy what I do. I love just talking and being a fool in front of you people. Like, I love it. I love it so much. This is, how do I describe it? Like, this is amazing. Like, this is the best thing I probably could have ever done, is do YouTube, because it has landed me so many opportunities, not only in like the space of like sponsorships and collabs, but it has also like helped me immensely with anxiety too. Like, this has been wonderful. Like, I have really, really thoroughly enjoyed doing YouTube. And the thought of me just making videos for literally like nothing, nobody, for the chance that maybe 3 people might see it, is like really, it's a mind fuck. Like, it's really bothering me, because like, you put all this work and time into it, because this is not my only job. Like, I have a full-time job. So it's disheartening, to say the least. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, right now I'm going to try to curb my mouth to try to appease at least the policy of timing. If it gets to the point where they won't allow me to, you know, curse after I'm like, you know, 3 or 4 minutes in, then we might have to go down the route of bleeping stuff out, and then we'll take it from there. But that's kind of where I stand right now, is that I'm going to try to be as adaptable as possible, but still trying to maintain me, but just a reduced version, if you will. So that's kind of where we're at, and it's super annoying and it's not cool, but it is what it is. There's nothing I can do about it. I can only just conform and just try to make it work for me. But just know that yes, it sucks. Yes, it feels like I am being, you know, a little bit cut at the knees here, but it is what it is. It's either I do this or I stop doing YouTube. That's kind of like the 2 options, and I don't want to stop doing YouTube. So I'm gonna have to make these changes. I understand if you do get upset, blame it on YouTube. Blame it on YouTube. Like, that's probably the best thing I can say. YouTube, it really does not want to create an environment where you can be you. It's what's good for the advertisers at the end of the day. I think that's really where we're at. But anyway, if you want to know more information about these policy changes, like I said, I'm only touching upon the inappropriate language, but it also, there's a whole thing about like video games and violence and stuff like that. It's really interesting to hear. It's really infuriating. I feel bad because it's not just me. There's a lot of people on this platform that's being affected by this. So if you are someone that watches gaming content, like this is another area where you might see a lot of changes from people, and it sucks. I can only hope that we will have clearer communications in the future, but I don't think we ever will. So I'm always gonna look to Charlie to kind of explain it to us. And yeah, that's that. So I hope that was clear. Of course, I'm always happy to answer questions and stuff like that, specifically about the policy changes and shit like that. That's what's been going on with YouTube, and it is what it is. Anyway, so those are the changes that are happening in YouTube, and of course, if I know anything more, I will be happy to tell you. Now, okay, so here's the second half of the video, talking about new content or what I hope to produce in 2023. So It's funny because I think when I initially talked about like, oh, I'm going to be doing different content, I don't think I made myself very clear. And maybe I made it sound like, oh, I'm not doing makeup whatsoever. Fuck makeup. We're done, boys. Like, no. I want to first and foremost say that makeup will always be primary on this channel. I started this channel based on makeup because I love makeup. I know right now makeup is kind of in a weird space where TikTok and YouTube and like, is the beauty community dead? Whatever, right? Like, I still like doing what I like to do because those are the videos that I want to watch. That content will not change. Makeup bingo, makeup hangover, like my try-ons, my get ready with me's, like my roundup reviews, all that stuff will always be the same. One-offs on like super new products, I'm always gonna do. That stuff will always remain number one on this channel. That said, I kind of wanna do a couple of different things. I want to kind of just start exploring other fun, different kind of content that I can include on this channel. So for example, these are things that I am aiming to do for this year. And I do wanna say that I don't have a time frame of when this stuff is gonna be coming out, because you'll see the video on Wednesday. I talk a little bit about when I went into the hospital and like how I'm feeling, and like, cause I've been kind of like sick or whatever. I need to figure that out first. Like that, my health is first and foremost. And then it's like, okay, now it's time to do fun stuff. So the stuff that I'm going to be talking about is going to be like peppered in, and then perhaps maybe I'll have a more set schedule in the future. But as of right now, I'm going to start doing them when I can. One of the first things that I want to do is have more content with Alex. A lot of y'all keep saying, when are you and Alex going to do this? When are you going to do this? And I am so happy to let you know that we're going to be incorporating some new fun stuff in the channel. And I'm also going to be doing stuff on his channel too, which I'll link down below, because I do join his live stream and we do have a good old fun time as well. But for my channel, we were going to do a couple of different things. So one, we want to start doing like reacting to Am I the Asshole? We love reading that stuff. We thought it'd be really fun to start doing it. It's something that we were actually wanted to do last year. Didn't have the time, didn't have the chance. So now we're like, you know what? We're going to make it a priority to do it this year. So it's going to be us reacting to it and just kind of giving our commentary, because one, we are hilarious. Sorry. Not to toot my own horn, but we are hilarious and we're just fun to watch. And yeah, that's what we want to do. So we want to start doing more reactionary stuff like that. And we also kind of want to do more like craft shit. I'm gonna leave this open-ended. Think Jenna Marbles craft time. That's the kind of stuff that we want to play around with. Whether that's gluing crystals to our faces or making something with a Cricut, we are kind of out to do fun kind of stuff. I think that would be really kind of fun and cute for the channel and something a little bit different. The other thing that I want to do is do vlogs. Again, I feel like, you know, now it's almost been a year since I lived in Florida, and I had so many things that I want to do in 2022. And then it did not happen that way because yeah, every day is not a vacation. Work has been extra salty and wild because so many people have quit. So like my schedule kind of got impacted or whatever, but I realized I need to either do it now or I'm never going to do it. So I'm going to be doing some vlogging in the future, whether that's going to a theme park or literally running errands with me or just kind of seeing my day-to-day life. I want to be able to share that. I think that'd be really fun for the channel and also kind of give you like a fun view of like, hey, this is what it's like living in Central Florida. So I want to do more vlogging stuff. And then the other thing I want to incorporate back into the channel, which I feel like people are gonna be like, I want to incorporate story times back into the channel. So if you are new here, a long time ago, one of the things that I used to do before I would review a product was tell a story. And it would always be about, you know, my commute, or it would be about, you know, interaction I had with a coworker or whatever. Unfortunately, COVID killed every part of that beautiful, beautiful content because at the time I was living in New York, I wasn't leaving the house. I only had so many stories from the past that I could talk about. And honestly, it just wasn't really an interesting time. If anything, COVID was really scary. Just 2020, 2021 was kind of terrifying, honestly, in New York for multiple reasons. And it was not fun. It was very serious time and I couldn't really make light of it. And there wasn't anything fun to talk about. You know, yes, I would have like a rare occasion with an Uber driver or whatever, but those were few and far between, right? So when I moved down here, I think everybody had an expectation. I was like, oh my, Florida, there's Florida man everywhere. Like, bitch, you're gonna have a lot of stories. No, it's not true. It's actually, it's very quiet here. Like, I think there's more excitement in the subways in New York City than I will ever probably see in Florida. Occasionally, I'll have a good run-in with Florida man or Florida woman, but those are few and far between. how do I take something that I've already done, like story times, and evolve it to what I'm doing now? And I wish I had stories of my own, like my own physical stories, but like I work from home, you know, nothing really interesting happens on my commute. It's from the bedroom to my office. Nothing happens. No one like literally shitting in a bucket unless they start slipping Alex $5 to do that for me. I don't really have anything to talk about. And all my coworkers are remote, and Bob, our precious Bob, if you remember Bob, he doesn't even work for the company anymore. Okay, so I don't even have a Bob to talk about. I got nothing, not a zip, bullshit, nothing. All I have is just headaches and annoyances. And it's just not fun to talk about because it's not even funny. Like all of it is just annoying, boring bullshit that nobody gives a fuck about. I started thinking, well, how am I gonna incorporate story times when I don't have any? And that's easy, it's actually very easy. I'm going to be reading other people's stories. People have suggested this in the past to me, and I think at the time I just wasn't ready because I didn't think COVID would have lasted as long as well, it's still going. But you know what I mean though, right? Like I thought like, okay, it's gonna have an expiration date. I'm gonna be back to normal in no time. Bitch, I'm in a different state now. Like it hasn't happened. So I think for me, it was like, all right, I love doing stories because I do miss it. I really do, because I love telling stories. And it's like, how do I do that? And it's like, well, I feel like kind of Reddit is like a really good treasure trove in the sense, it being filled with so many different stories, whether it is a horror story or it's a funny story or it's just a completely petty story. Whatever the case may be, is whatever the genre is, there is a lot of good content. I like the idea of being able to read a story and kind of incorporating story times back into the channel. But what makes it a little bit different, and this is where you're gonna start to think that I am going through a midlife crisis, is that I'm sure first thought is like, hey, you can do your makeup while telling a story. Not quite. One, reading and doing mascara, not gonna work for me. And two, I'm not very good at multitasking because you see me in my get ready with me's. It's a journey to tell a story, okay? Granted, it's fun, but it's a fucking journey and it's annoying. So I think what would be really cool is if I tell the story, but I'm doing something kind of completely different. And this is where this is where you're going to be like, oh, she fried her brain. Because I want to build Legos, okay? I'm not fucking with you. Okay. This past Christmas, Alex gave me these Chip 'n Dale brickheads. I love Chip 'n Dale. Chip 'n Dale, they're my favorite Disney characters at the moment, right? And I had so much fun and just excitement and joy, and it was such a calming and relaxing thing to do. It was so cool to like just build these. And I started thinking, you know, it'd be kind of fun is if I tell a story and I'm building Legos. So that's what I'm gonna do. And I'm honestly really fucking excited about it. And I know it's gonna be like weird in the beginning, but trust me, if you stay with me, we will find our footing and it's gonna be really fucking fun. But I'm excited because I have so many Lego sets that I wanna build, and I'm just thinking of like how I want to like incorporate it with story time. It's gonna be really fucking fun. So that's gonna be some of the new content. So again, I'm gonna recap here. Cursing, yes, we're still cursing until further notice, until they tell me no, and then we're gonna bleep. After that, then we'll cross that bridge. So that's it. Second thing, content-wise, I'm gonna be doing more fun stuff with Alex, Am I the Asshole, reacting to that, doing fun arts and crafts time, and just general, just weird stuff that you do with your spouse. We're gonna do vlogs, we're gonna show you our lives and all that good stuff, and we're gonna bring back story time, except we're going to evolve and we're gonna start building Legos to it. And I think it's gonna be really fucking fun, and I'm actually really excited for my content. Makeup will always be number one. It will always be primary here because I love reading to filth makeup products, and I also love celebrating them, and that will never go away. But I think after a while you kind of have to grow, you have to pivot, and you have to start doing stuff that is a little fucking weird and a little bit more yourself, and that's where we're at. 2023 is the year where you're really gonna get to know how fucking weird I am. Oh, I'm weird. Anyway, I really do sincerely hope that you are here for the ride. And if you aren't, I get it. I love you anyway. Thank you for making the last XYZ years some of the best years of my life. You're a peach. I love you. And I wish you nothing but the best in your YouTube viewership. For those that want to see how high this rocket flies, baby, you're going to be in for a treat. We're going to have a good time. And I really, really just thank you for all your love and support, and just y'all are fucking too good to me. Too good to me. And I am just blessed. Hashtag blessed that I have such an amazing audience. Anyway, that's all I got. All right. See you Wednesday.